Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. To pitch the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Monday Night Meltdown has begun on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. And they say a series hasn't begun until a team loses on their home field, home ice, home court. And that's exactly what happened this evening. The New York Knicks banged back from a 20-point deficit to upset the Boston Celtics. The game went over the number depending on when and where you bet it. Earlier in the day, there were 212s, 212.5s out there. The game closed at 214. They ended up getting to 213, 108-105 final score. And we saw at the end of the game, once again, a team unable to get a shot off when they've got a couple of seconds to do it, right? Like we saw the Houston Cougars in the national championship game, unable to get a shot off. We saw it in a couple of other NCAA tournament games, and we've seen it in the NBA as well. 5-second violations, turnovers. They don't get a clean look, and Bridges basically just ripped the ball out of Jaylen Brown's hands. It was kind of a soft, lazy pass to Brown. They wanted Brown to take the late three in a desperation. The Knicks fouled, but they had a foul to give. So then there was only 3 seconds left, and it put Boston in all right, we got to hurry up and shoot type of situation. But Bridges stole the ball. Like, basically, Brown sort of caught it, but Bridges just came in and ripped it away from him, and the clock expired, and the game was over. And the New York Knicks nailed down a game one against a team that's owned them, right? The Boston Celtics have been pretty dominant over the New York Knicks. They've beaten them 8 out of the last 10 times that they played. But we also see this from Boston. Boston generally do lose a game in these series. Like, they're not big on sweeping teams, but I don't think Boston are as good this year as they were last year. And I think they think they're, as good, but they're not. And, now New York has confidence. New York is in this series. And the New York Knicks and the Toronto Maple Leafs, a lot of similarities between these two teams, franchises, and situations that they're in right now. Look at the New York Knicks. The Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973. Right? The Toronto Maple Leafs haven't won a championship since 1967. Both teams are extremely popular. Both teams make a lot of money. Both teams charge their fans a lot of money. And both their teams have had zero success forever, but it hasn't stopped them from being the biggest, amongst the biggest brands in their respective sports. right? Like the similarities between the Knicks and the Raptors and the Leafs / Raptors, Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment, and MSG with the Rangers and the Knicks sort of runs deep, right? The Rangers had, success once. The Rangers won the Cup. The Raptors did win a championship. But then, it goes a step further in which they're both playing against the defending champions right now. And both of them are underdogs in the series. The Knicks were massive underdogs. The Knicks were like plus 525, plus 550 to win this series. Even after winning game one, they're still going to be a big price, and we'll get you the updated number in a couple of minutes, right? And it was like, wow, the Celtics are like minus 750? It's pretty crazy. So the Knicks nailed down game one, and, the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the favorites to win the Stanley Cup, but they're also plus 150 series underdogs against the Florida Panthers, right? The Panthers are the defending champions. The Panthers kind of look invincible and unbeatable, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are taking it to the Florida Panthers right now, albeit with a little bit of, it's not all good for the Leafs, except, I don't know what the situation is. Stolarz got hit. There was a collision in the net. Stolarz got hit in the head. He stayed in the game, but 10 minutes later, he threw up, which is kind of the sign of a concussion, actually. Right, so he threw up. He went to the bench and he leaned over. Not everybody could see, but you could see the angle that he was throwing up. And that's when he came out of the game after. But Joseph Wall comes in, and truth be told, it's not a bad thing, really, to get Wall in here. Stolarz can't play every game. You're going to need two goaltenders moving forward, except hopefully for the Leafs, because Stolarz is good, that this is not a prolonged situation. And that he doesn't have a concussion. Supposedly, he cleared the concussion protocol, right? He was, supposedly he cleared, and they were like, no, he's fine. He just sort of got his bell rung, but he's fine. And then after him throwing up, then it's like, all right, he's not fine, right? But did he throw up because of something else? I don't think so. I think it's related here. So, he could be out. I don't know how long he could be out for, but, he has played well. The fact, Stolarz became the number one goalie for the Toronto Maple Leafs down the stretch. Dude won 11 straight games before losing the 2 in a row to Ottawa. But the Florida Panthers have just scored right now, just to make it a little bit of stress for Leaf Nation this evening. So we got a 4-2 hockey game. Actually, there's quite a lot of time left in this game. For whatever reason, I thought we were a little bit further along here in the third period of play, but we're not. I'm caught up in the basketball, the hockey, still buzzing about the Winnipeg Jet game last night. Literally one of the craziest hockey games I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of hockey games over the years. There was 1 second. We'll play a couple of clips later on the Best of X of St. Louis Blue fans, reacting to the end of the game. And they're not I hate some of the fake type stuff. Everybody films themselves. I never do that. I'm not going to film myself at the end of these games. So everybody films themselves at the end of these games now. But there was some naturally, seriously funny reactions from St. Louis Blues fans, especially one of these kids that just dropped to his knees and collapsed. It was too good. Another kid saying, "I hate the Blues" to his mother. It was some good stuff. But that's going to be one of those where were you when type of moments for Winnipeg fans. And we'll see if Winnipeg can use this and catapult themselves a little bit deeper. So, man, the Leafs, it's 4-1. Nothing's ever easy for the Leafs, is it? I mean, weren't they up 4-1 against the Boston Bruins in the Game 7 in the playoffs years ago and ended up losing 5-4? Right, nothing's easy for these guys, but they're up 4-2 right now. Still pretty much a full period of play, though. There's 17 minutes left in this hockey game. In-game number right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs are minus 1,600 on the money line. The Florida Panthers are plus 850 to come back right now. In-game total is currently 8.5 as we're at 6 right now. Nothing's really jumping off the screen at me. If this thing dips to 7.5, then let's talk about jumping in on the over because there will be empty net opportunities and situations. But let's see how this plays out. As it is right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Florida scored again, actually. Florida plus 2.5, minus 125 is not a crazy bet, I don't think. But I'm on the Leafs tonight. I'm on the Leafs I'm on the Leafs in the series. Hell, I got the Leafs to win the Stanley Cup. So if they can't win tonight, they're not going to win the series. I don't like to say that game ones are must-win situations because it's kind of ridiculous. It's the first game of a series. But if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, you can't make it harder on yourself, right? Like you saw against the Ottawa Senators, the Leafs had a 3-0 series lead, and they still only won in 6, right? The Leafs, like, as the series go on, it's harder for the Leafs to close teams out. They have a hard time closing teams out, as we know. They're like 2-14 their last 16 elimination games, right? So they got to play well early in the series. Put it this way. If the Leafs are up 2-0 going back to Florida, there's no guarantee the Leafs are going to win the series. If the Leafs are down 0-2 going to Florida, there's a guarantee they're going to lose the series. Like, it's one of these deals for the Leafs. They can't win the series in the first 2 games, but they can certainly lose the series in the first 2 games. We break it down live. Let's roll. This is SportsRage.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Let's roll. The Monday Night Meltdown has begun. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. I am Gabriel Morency. This is SportsRage. The Florida Panthers aren't going away. And we said off the top of the program, even though it was 4-1, that nothing comes easy for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And you need to keep the pedal to the metal. And even if the Leafs manage to win the first 2 games of the series, they're still in tough to finish the Florida Panthers off. But I don't like to say that game ones are must-win situations, but to me, this is a must-win situation. And now it doubles down at being a must-win situation, considering that you've had the lead all night, right? And you're letting them off the hook here right now. The Maple Leafs are going on the power play. right now. Now, I'm not blaming Wall for the goals, but it's a tough situation. He's come in here right now. He hasn't played in a while. Stolar's got hit. He threw up after. Looks like he's got a concussion. So, the Leafs have to face a little bit of adversity here right now. Bearing one on the power play right now would really, really make things a lot better for them, considering the building is getting pretty tense right now. Cam Stewart feels pretty tense. Right now.
Yeah.
I've got the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the Stanley Cup. I've got them to win this series. I took them to win this game tonight, but one thing I can say I'm glad about is I've been paid for the win already because they were up by 3 earlier, but I still want them to win as far as my series bet is concerned. They lose this game, they're not going to win the series. Even if they win this game, it doesn't mean they're going to win the series, but they need to win. Like, as it goes on, it'll be harder for the Leafs to win these games. It's a lot like the Clippers that I talked about with the Nuggets. You got to beat Denver early if you were LA, and don't let it get to 7 here. You don't want to go 7 if you're the Leafs. You want to bury them when you can. Nice power play. They nearly just scored. It was a nice play they just put together, but they come up with the stop. Let's bring Joe Madden in right now. Joe, good to see you. Who are you on tonight, Joe? Who did you take, the Florida Panthers or the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I did roll with the Florida Panthers in this one. I came back in on them when they were down 2-0 in this matchup. I just looked at them thinking they'd win one of the two here in Toronto, but I did think if Toronto could do what we're seeing right now, get on that power play, if the Florida Panthers play that game where they're in the box, we're going to see that conversion. So I played a couple of player props. I looked at William Nylander for 2+ points in this. Brad Marchand as well. Brad Marchand, we know his strength he had with the Boston Bruins against the Leafs. He has 29 playoff points versus his team. So over the series, I took him for 5+ and 7+ points versus them and took him for the 2+ points tonight. So he was able to get an assist on that last goal. So hopefully he's able to get one more here. But like you said, this game isn't over and done with. And I think a live betting strategy for the rest of the series is taking whichever team goes down, because I do expect these to be tight games.
We've seen the Leafs. They have a problem closing series out. They have a problem closing games out when they have leads, right? This has just been a perpetual situation for them. They nearly just got scored on again right now. And I don't think Joseph Wall even saw the puck. It just happened to hit his pad. Florida are really, really coming on right now. This is the problem too, Cam. The Leafs, they tighten up big time in these situations. Like, they on the power play, okay, there was a little bit of flow here, but 5-on-5, it's right back into their own end right now. Like, they're just on their heels, and they're not going to survive 12 minutes of playing on their heels.
I think you brought up the best point being you can't screw around. Like, the longer the series gets, Florida's a more physical team than Toronto. So I love the first period where they're absolutely skating them out of the building, but they had a chance to go up even multiple goals and ice the game. We've seen some teams earlier in the playoffs go up 4, and bury them. You said it. The Leafs never do that thing. They have to hold on tonight. Personally, I think they have to win the first 2 games at home. And if they want to win this series, you can't go deep. Like, they got to probably win in 5 or 6, which is going to be really, really hard to do against a team like Florida. But that's the thing about the Florida Panthers. They're the Stanley Cup champions for a reason. They never quit. And this is very, very bad by Toronto. When he made it 4-2, Gabe, I'm starting to think I got scared. When it was 4-1, I thought things were under control. Now they're under siege.
Yeah, they are under siege. And like I said, I don't see how they're going to survive 11 minutes of this. Wall just made a couple of really nice saves there, Joe, and he's going to have to. Tough situation getting thrown in like that. As far as the NBA game is concerned, the Denver Nuggets, the Nuggets looked good early in the first couple of minutes of the game, but Oklahoma City hadn't played in a little while. Now Oklahoma City are dialing it up. They're winning. They've outscored Denver 7-0. To start the second quarter of play right now. They got a 34-26 lead. Any action for you, Joe, in the Denver Nuggets and Oklahoma City Thunder game?
Yeah, this was all about OKC. I did think that maybe they'd start off a little bit slower in this one, but ultimately come away with the win and the cover. This team just plays at such a different level than the Denver Nuggets, and I do think they take the series, and I'm guessing they take the series probably in 5. So big on the Denver Nuggets tonight and in the whole series.
Cam, did you bet this game tonight?
I got to be honest with you, Gabe. I was more focused on the hockey game. I liked the 10 points looked originally good to me, and then a voice said it's kind of a bait line. You could have made 8.5 to get action on Denver, and if I was to bet it, I would take Oklahoma City to win this game by 16 to 18 points. I think they're going to blow them out of the building.
I'm on the Denver Nuggets plus 11 in this game is the number kept climbing before tip-off. They're getting 12.5 right now. They're down by 8. It's 224.5. Denver have beaten Oklahoma City. Like, they've split the last 4 times that they played. It's been high scoring every time. Like, these two teams generally just play track meets when they play against each other. It's 224.5 in-game right now. It closed at 229. So it's a little off the pace. Thing with Oklahoma City is they always have these big runs in them. So, like, you're sort of hanging with them, and the next thing you know, you're like, damn, we're down by 17. They are a really dangerous team, but I think Denver can hang with them. I think City will win the series. I think the Nuggets can win 2 games in this series, maybe 3, but I don't think stylistically it's great for Denver. Like, I think the Clippers was a better matchup for Denver. Like, Oklahoma City run more, and Oklahoma City are good defensively, but they're more athletic. That's, Denver like to play that half-court pick-and-roll stuff. They don't really want to run and gun. They're a half-court team, and Oklahoma City can kind of take them out of that. Oklahoma City are so good defensively, so it is a tough matchup for the Denver Nuggets. That's why I think Oklahoma City will eventually win the series, but I think Denver can play with them. All right, so we'll hit tomorrow's series. We'll take a look at some of these futures, give it a series spreads. As well, we put together a parlay with 4 NHL playoff series. It's all plus 2.5 games. This is SportsRage.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been, over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Monday Night Meltdown continues. This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Oklahoma City Thunder are up 40-31 right now with 8 minutes left in the first half. In-game total is 227.5, right on the number. It closed at 229. They're currently laying 12.5. Denver just hit a deuce, so they're down by 7. So Denver is sort of lingering right now, but it's always dangerous that Oklahoma City are going to go on a run. So if Denver are going to cover this spread, they have to sort of like make it a tie game and potentially have the lead. But if you're just trying to hang on against Oklahoma City, it's tough. But we'll keep our eye on this 40-33, under 8 minutes remaining in the first. NHL hockey, sweat job for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now, who had a 4-1 lead, very similar and reminiscent to the 4-1 lead against the Boston Bruins years ago in the playoffs. And in Game 7, Leafs had a 4-1 lead, and they ended up losing the game 5-4. So there's just this history is just there with the Leafs, like that they have a hard time closing these games out. And we'll see if they're able to hang on over the last 10 minutes. But I got to tell you, this clock seems to be clicking pretty slow.
Very slowly. I know,
It's like 12 minutes, like 10 minutes ago. Like,
I'm looking at this clock going, what the hell?
like only 3 minutes have passed. It's been like 10, 15 minutes. Like, wow, it should be 7 minutes left.
I can't take any more with this team. Like, these guys are just like, honest to God, they're like an instant heart attack. You had control of this game, and you just let Florida right back in it. Like, this is playoff.
They're on the power play again. They got to bury one here.
Yeah,
if they don't, then they're playing with fire for real. Like, you got to bury it here. At least this power play will take them to about 7.5 minutes after. But they just had a power play, nearly scored a couple of times, but then got too cute. Instead of just firing a puck at the net, they keep on looking for the perfect goal. Just shoot at the net. Shoot right there. Go. Shoot. Shoot again. Shoot. Like, they got to shoot more. Like, anytime there's an open lane, just shoot the freaking puck, man. Like, don't try this tic-tac-toe stuff all the time.
You said it. Like, look at how the Winnipeg Jets, with 1.9 seconds left, saved their season. They shot it and gave the stick on the ice tip, it goes in. The Leafs have back and forth. Everything has to be so gorgeous. You need to score greasy damn goals. And that's the problem with these guys is they have a lot of guys who are kind of like hot dog players, and they play like that. And it's not good for the playoffs, Gabe. You said it. You fire from all angles, get guys and tip pucks.
Well, so we've got a 4-3 game, about 8.5 left here. We'll keep our eye on this. The Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals start their series tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern. Canes are minus 125 road favorites. The Capitals are plus 105. Normally, this is a unique line, Joe. Very similar to the Leafs and the Panthers, actually, in that generally the series price will be like the game one money line. Like, it'll be in the same ballpark. Like, so, like, whatever the series is, the point, you know what I mean? The odds for the first game are normally similar. Yet this is a unique one because the Canes are the biggest favorites out of any of the series. Canes are getting a lot of respect here, and the Capitals are not. The Canes are minus 180 series favorites, but they're only minus 125 favorites in game one on the road. Capitals are plus 105. The total is 5.5. What are your thoughts, Joe, on the Canes and Capitals series?
Well, I'm kind of shaking my head here how the Carolina Hurricanes are the favorite. I know they've got some great playmakers out there, but you also look at the Washington Capitals, what they've been able to do over the season. And I do think they have the stronger goaltending here in Logan Thompson. The only thing I can think is maybe the books are afraid that the veteran players of the Washington Capitals are going to get injured out there, and then Carolina should be able to take this series. But I just don't see it happening. We know the inconsistencies of Carolina out there on the road over the season. You just look at them, and they're really strong defensively at preventing those high danger shots, but you look at the offense of the Washington Capitals and how strong they have been. So I think the Capitals have the ability to take it. I like the plus money we're getting on them to take the series of the healthier and deeper team. So I'll be rolling with them. I'll be rolling with them in game one and probably the majority of the games in this series, but I do think it still goes 6.
Cam, what do you think about tomorrow night's game and the series?
Very tough game. I actually think Carolina has what it takes to win a road game, but I agree with you. Like, this price is kind of out of whack. I love Carolina. I like what they do. Washington, Thompson's been playing great. They got a lot of underrated players on their team, but Carolina is a very deep hockey team, good defensive core. I like Carolina to win that first game on the road, Gabe.
I like Carolina in the series personally. I don't know if they should be minus 180 favorites. That seems a little excessive.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they, you look, the Montreal Canadiens played with the Capitals. Like, they were right there with them. Like, I thought that Logan Thompson was a big difference maker. And listen, the goalie matters, right? The goalie counts. You don't have to, there's no shame in having a really good goalie. But I think the Canes are going to present some problems for the Capitals.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The Monday Night Meltdown continues. This is Sports Rage. Dear God, the Florida Panthers nearly just scored. That was really close. There's now 6 minutes left in this hockey game. Here's a breakaway for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And they score! I can't wait forever. Goal!
He's out of break. You kill
I'm like 5 minutes behind here.
As long as the Leafs score, I don't care. You can be 10 seconds ahead of me.
You're a little bit. It was a little bit. You're a little bit too behind. You're a little bit too behind. I was like, I can't wait. Like,
Joe's even slower than me, man. You got turtle service.
So far behind. Florida has it in Toronto's end right now.
Who the hell is your provider? It's like you're at the damn game.
There I go. Now I'm seeing the goal.
Everything in football and everything. I'm always behind. Kurtz is in he's in orbit too.
It's your boy, Matthew Nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
nice. We're just talking about that.
I have Nice to score a goal. Gabe, I'm telling you, this guy's a difference maker. Like, he's a real playoff player. That's the one guy the Leafs didn't have before. Like, that was beautiful. What a backhand.
The Leafs needed that one. 5-3.
Never.
Yeah. They showed at the intermission. I don't know who it was. I'll find out who one of the assistant coaches on the Toronto Maple Leafs. But Berube, the head coach, got upset about his celebrations, like in the playoffs. Yeah. He gets so fired up when the Leafs score. He's like a fan. He's like, F yeah. He gets all fired up. And like Berube told him against Ottawa came, he sort of tapped him and he goes, hey, like chill, bro. And earlier tonight when the Leafs scored, the coach got in Berube's face and went, ah! Yeah, and he was like, he didn't care. He's like, and Berube sort of grinned at him. Like, Berube kind of grinned, like, yeah, all right. Like, right. So the bench is just funny. Like, they were showing the different reactions and Berube telling him, hey, calm down. Like, it's too funny. The emotion, you gotta love the playoffs. And the emotion of the playoffs. Speaking of which, actually, we have some reactions of Blue fans here after last night's meltdown at the end of the game. Let's roll if we can here, Tommy. Best of X.
No.
Oh, this kid is the best. This kid is the best.
No.
Watch this kid.
No.
Yes, I love this kid.
Watch, he just face first down on the couch. Oh, and look at this kid. Sheer dejection. Yeah, the dog's like, no. Like,
that's
horrible. Look at this kid, like, look at the kid.
That sucks.
This kid, father's pouring a glass of wine telling they're about to win the series. And now they're watching in overtime. This kid's the best. Look, he looks at his mom and he goes, I hate the Blues. She's like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Not great.
Oh.
There it is.
There it is. If they already knew.
The mom knew it was coming. She goes, not great. Look at this kid. I hate the Blues.
No, you don't, son.
You don't hate the Blues.
Really annoying.
Or Blues.
I'm sorry.
They played really good.
I love how he throws his hat, too.
The best is the guy pouring a glass of victory wine. That was the best. No, you don't get the wine. Oh, my God, that's horrible. Hey, but who's a Blues fan? Wasn't he 0 days sober? He was a Blues fan. He probably is really.
He was.
This guy's probably
really
pretty
tough
hungover
morning
today.
for him. Yeah.
He's pretty hungover today. All right, Joe. So Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Who do you like in this series, and who do you like in Game 1 here? Vegas are minus 135 favorites. Oilers are plus 115. As far as the series price is concerned, pretty much a pick 'em, actually. Like I said, there's some strange dynamics with these numbers. The Oilers are minus 105 to win the series. The Vegas Golden Knights are minus 115. Vegas have home ice, but Edmonton are getting a lot of respect here.
Oh, and Edmonton's just getting better and better each and every single game we watch them, right? Like, this team is dangerous. The Kings needed to finish them, and they need to finish them quickly, and we know that just didn't happen. And allowing them to win that last game in LA was huge for the Edmonton Oilers, because they do pick up speed as they go on in the playoffs. And I do think this team is healthy right now, but the goaltending still comes to question. But you got to wonder with Adin Hill here, the Vegas Golden Knights, because he didn't look as strong as we've seen him in previous years in that last series versus the Minnesota Wild. So I do think we're going to have higher scoring series, even though both of these teams don't want to play that way. We really didn't see as much as I expected out of Jack Eichel, Mark Stone in the first round versus Minnesota. I expect them to start picking up speed. So I will be rolling with some overs, especially overs in that first period, as I look for both of these teams to come out hot. Ultimately, I think Vegas takes this series if they can handle the power play here for the Edmonton Oilers, but I don't think it comes easy. I think this one goes deep all the way to 7. So Game 1, I'll look at Vegas because they're at home in the Fortress, but this is going to be a very hard series between these two.
The Dallas Stars are minus 115 road favorites in Game 1 against the Winnipeg Jets. Jets are minus 105 home dogs. I don't know about the health situation here. The Jets, they got it done without Scheifele and they got it done without Morrissey, but they're not going to be able to do that for a sustained amount of time. The Jets are not getting a lot of respect here, and I think partially due to injuries, partially due to past failures, I guess, in the playoffs. The series price, despite the fact that Winnipeg Jets will have home ice in this series, the Dallas Stars, Joe, are minus 170 favorites to win the series. Who do you like in the Stars and Jets series?
This is going to be a really hard one. I'm going to roll with the Winnipeg Jets. So I think if Connor Hellebuck, after coming off that last game with the Blues, going to double overtime and really getting his head back on straight, that he should be able to come out and change that storyline of him out there on the road. So I do think he'll pick up a win in Dallas. But again, I think Dallas is going to win one of these games in Winnipeg. Winnipeg will win one, especially that first game. I know this team isn't as healthy as they should be, but I expect Morrissey and I'm drawing a blank on his name, Mark Scheifele to get back in this lineup by the time we reach Game 4. So I think this will be deep, but I think Winnipeg will be able to walk away with the win. You got to trust in Connor Hellebuck to get right, though. This has to be a series where he comes out, he can win on the road. If he doesn't win that first game on the road, it could go completely south on him.
The thing is, the Winnipeg Jets, they were able to survive with their poor road performances due to the fact that they had home ice. It's going to be tough to go 16-0 at home, like in the playoffs, right? Yeah. But with that being stated, Connor Hellebuck is 16-0-1 in his last 17 home games. So, they don't lose when he plays at home, right? But they lose. He's terrible in every road game. It really is crazy. But like you said, Joe, if if he could just play well on the road and they can get a little healthier again, because Dallas are going to get healthier as this goes on. Dallas dialing it up. This is going to be a fun series. I'm not sure, though, Cam. The Dallas Stars should not be minus 170 favorites against Winnipeg. Winnipeg just aren't getting any respect because it was so hard for them to beat the Blues.
Yeah, the Blues are a very good hockey team. They were hot heading into the playoffs. I think Dallas, the thing about Dallas, though, is not only they're a good road team, like they're exceptional. They're down. They didn't panic against Colorado. They were losing that game. They came, closed it out. And Jake Ottinger's playing a lot better. So it's key for Winnipeg if they have any chance of the series. Hellebuck's going to have to win a road game because I think Dallas can go into Winnipeg and win a game despite their impeccable record. I like Dallas in 6 in the series.
I don't know. I think, you know what? I'm going to be on the Jets in game 1. I'll tell you that. I think they're going to ride the momentum of the other night. I think that's the type of win where you start to believe that, you know what, maybe this is our year, right? Because the sequence that they scored on at the end, it was a miracle. Like they literally, like everything, they did everything wrong. Like it was just so crazy. They took so long. They were in slow motion. The puck bounced over the dude's stick, in front of the slot with like 12 seconds left or whatever. The defenseman didn't get the shot off. He wanted to, but he couldn't control the puck. like they got one shot off in like the last 19 seconds, and it happened to go in with 1.6 seconds left. It was an act of God, like a hockey god.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Well, the hockey world is still buzzing about last night's Winnipeg Jets St. Louis Blues game, and we've got more stress to come here. The Florida Panthers have scored again to make it 5-4. Like I said, nothing comes easy for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, you have a 4-1 lead, you got a 5-3 lead. Like, you know what I mean? Finish the damn game off. Like, seriously. Like, at what point? Like, you know, this is why I said it sounds crazy, but the Leafs need to get these 2 and 3 goal leads in these games. And also, like, in a bigger picture, that's why I said it's a must-win for them in the series. They need to be up 2-0 to win this series in 7. like, you know what I mean? Like the Panthers aren't going to go away, so the Leafs like literally need to win like the first 3 games and get up 3-0 and then hang on for dear life after. And we got about a minute left here, and the Panthers down 5-4. The net is now empty, so that over 8.5 gets there. I should have jumped in. There's always late goals. So I tell you, it's been one. Oh, they just missed the empty net. It wasn't icing though, so good play by the Leafs. I don't know who it was, but. Nice play by the Leafs. Like I was just going to say, don't do what St. Louis did and like rifle it at the net for nothing. And if you're going to shoot at the net, don't miss.
Exactly, Gabe. Like, see, Matthews there. Like,
the net's empty. Like, you know what I mean?
Pro.
Don't miss it.
What are you doing for all those -1.5 players out there? Come on,
They never
man.
miss when I have the puck line. I got burnt all the time. But whenever I want an empty net goal, the guys missed the net.
Exactly.
I guess I got lucky last night. I was on Winnipeg. But you saw Washington. Every time the Canadians pulled the goalie, Washington would score like 10 seconds later. They'd be like, all right, the net's empty, score. Oh, God, here's Florida really pressing. Oh, all right, here you go. Here you go. They should be survive this. Oh, come on, dude. You have to clear the puck better than that. All right, just rifle off the glass now.
End the game.
There you go. There you go. The Leafs win the game 5-4. It wasn't easy, but they take game 1.
It doesn't feel very good. Like, I should be ecstatic. I'm actually like I got to deal with this stuff for like 6 or 7 more games. Gabe, I'm with you.
It doesn't matter how you win. It doesn't matter how you win. You just get the win.
True.
You move on. Doesn't matter.
But they have to. People are like, oh yeah, get the split in Florida. No, you win game 2.
No. You don't want the split. You need to win 2 games at home.
Yes, and yes again. Man, these guys make things difficult, but. Good win.
So the Leafs survive. We got Connor Mack ready to step up and in. Toronto Maple Leafs win 5-4 in a thriller. The New York Knicks win 108-105. And as I brought up off the top of the program, you know, the distinct similarities between the two franchises. Leafs last won in 67, Knicks last won in 73. Both are very popular brands. They both gouge their fans for a ton of money, but they never give them anything besides just a big bill for the season tickets and a $36 drink.
Beer.
Right? And it's like, yeah, don't worry about winning. We're already winning. Like the Leafs president said that years ago. Richard Petty at the time, when they said, you guys haven't won a cup in like 45 years. And he goes, yeah, but we're winning at the box office, aren't we? And then it was kind of like, hey, he goes, we're the most valuable team in the league, so we're winning. It was like a little window into how they think there, but they are trying to win now. So the Knicks steal game 1, and the Leafs get it done in different circumstances because they were at home. Connor Mack steps up. What's up, Connor? How you doing tonight?
What's up, boys? How are we? You got to be pumped, huh? Leafs win?
Good.
5-4?
I'm not a Leaf fan, but I did bet on the Leafs to win the cup. So, yeah, if they're going to beat the Panthers, they needed to win game 1, I thought, tonight. Like it's going to be tough for them, and they get it done tonight. But they need to win in game 2 as well because I could see Florida winning both home games.
So could I, and I gotta say, I was there that night when you said it, so I could be called crazy, maybe, because I called you crazy that night. Remember, Gabe? I'm like, you're nuts. You said, am I crazy?
Well, I got called worse.
Lisa?
Yeah, but here we are. Here we are. You need 16 wins for the cup. The Leafs are now 11 wins away from the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, put it like that, Cam. 11 wins away. That's like the check down. A lot of teams, they have the check down in the room.
You got
11.
16, and
you
you
need
just
11
keep on
more.
knocking. Yeah, it's like the prison guy with the calendar on the wall. 16, 15, 14, 13. That's how I feel with these guys. Holy jeez. And what a ride. That was just, you can't do that, though. To escape game 1, Gabe, you can't be doing this and giving Florida life in these games. They're going to have to find a way to extend leads.
You know what's crazy, too?
Down.
The Leafs lead 11 more wins, and they could lose 9 times. Like, when you put it in context, it's like, oh, you just got to go 11-9, right? And it's like, oh, listen, if we can win 11 of our next 21 games, we'll win the Stanley Cup. But it's harder. It's easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah, going 11-9 sounds, oh, wow, we could do that, but it's a hell of a lot harder.
Well, you're playing against the best teams, though. That's the problem. So you're playing against the top of the top teams.
Champs.
Yeah, like you get through, let's say you get through the Florida Panthers, then after you're going to deal with the Capitals or the Canes after. Mm-hmm. And you get through that, you're going to have to deal with the Oilers or the Stars or the Knights or whoever comes out of the West. But what do you think, Connor? We'll get to the basketball. What do you think about tomorrow's tomorrow's NHL. The Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals series starts, and Edmonton Oilers and Vegas starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's a little strange that I thought the line, opening here with the Canes favorites on the road. This team just hasn't been very good all year. I mean, they basically split against the Devils. They went 16-19. And consistently, as great as they've been the last 4 or 5 years, they've been a little bit, to me, a fade on the road. And so I'm a little bit shocked. I thought the line would be a little bit tighter. But I like the Caps here in Game 1. I like this. Even the series price is right around plus 150, 145. I think there's value. It's kind of a little bit of everything that put together with this team that I know a lot of people kind of wanted to fade, that maybe they weren't for real. Ovechkin, and maybe on his last legs, everything that went with them. But they're tough. Wilson, Strome, this whole team. And, earlier in this year, both teams split the series. Dating back, I think, the last 4 or 5 years, the home teams won it when these teams have matched up. So
consider the Capitals have home ice. Like the odds makers are seriously disrespecting the Capitals here. There's no disputing that. I don't know. I can't speak for them. I mean, I thought the Canadians played with the Capitals, and I think, the sportsbooks see that, but still.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been, over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The Monday Night Meltdown continues. This is SportsRage. Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Florida Panthers 5-4 tonight. We all know it's been much discussed that a team from Canada hasn't won the Stanley Cup since 1993. The Montreal Canadiens defeated the Los Angeles Kings in the 1993 Stanley Cup Finals. But I was blown away to hear that this is the first time since 2004 that 3 Canadian teams made it to the second round, which is actually pretty pathetic.
Wow. Yeah, it's brutal.
Like, if you think about it. Like,
I know,
like really?
that
2004,
is
3 of them? It's not that big of an accomplishment to make it to the second round.
The second round? This isn't even go to, like the conference finals. That's embarrassing. Wow.
First time since 2004. I was like, wow, that's pretty
I'm
bad.
angrier now, Gabe. You're making me my blood pressure boil, even though the Leafs won. That's angering, actually. Like, how does that even happen? It's ridiculous. 21 years? Come on.
I predicted an all-Canadian Stanley Cup final. I don't know why. And Connor Mack is on record of calling me crazy. He admits it. He admits it. He was on that night. I get it. But I tell you, if Edmonton win against Vegas and the Winnipeg Jets beat the Dallas Stars, a team from Canada is representing the Western Conference, Connor. We're that close, bro. We're that close away from a Winnipeg-Edmonton semifinal in the Western Conference. Do you think it happens, though? Do you like Vegas or Edmonton, or do you like Dallas or Winnipeg?
I kind of like Edmonton, like you were talking about. Yeah, even with the Stars, everything they've gone through a little bit with their injuries, I think it's going to be tough for the Jets to get by them. I just think the Stars team, the grit that they have. I think both these series are going to be great. Like, how do these not go 6 or 7, right, guys? Like,
I agree.
Oh, this
Winnipeg's
going to be 7.
Final. Yeah, that's my Stanley Cup.
Me too. I think the Oilers, it's a little bit with no Ekholm. It's going to be tough. But one thing they could do, which you guys know, is if they're down, they can score. You know what I mean? And they got to do a little bit better when they're up, protecting the lead with, and trying to hold them.
One thing with Edmonton, though, they know who they are. Exactly. They're going to score goals. We know who we are. They stick to what they do. I think Pickard was better than I thought he was going to be. I kept waiting for him to sort of like crack, and he didn't, right? And in fact, he got stronger as the series went on. Yet, you know how this works. He's a 34-year-old journeyman, right? It can come and it can go, right? But we'll see if it continues for him here. To me, the Oilers, these guys are like dangerous. Like they've got it, they were down to the Kings. They have their confidence right now. Even though the Oilers didn't win the Cup, I think they think they're the best team in the league, right? I think they think like the Cup is theirs. That that I'm starting to feel it with them. I picked the Jets to play the Leafs in the finals, but I'm looking at this. I think the Oilers are going to beat Vegas. It wouldn't surprise me if Dallas beat the Jets. They're going to need Scheifele and they're going to need Morrissey back and stuff, but Dallas aren't invincible either, guys. Like Dallas can be beat. Put it this way: Winnipeg are better than Colorado are. People don't want to say that and stuff because, Colorado. But who's the team with the best record in the NHL? Winnipeg. Who's the team whose goalie is 16-0-1 in their last 17 home games? Winnipeg.
Yes.
Who's the team, Connor, the team of destiny that just pulled a freaking rabbit out of a white hat yesterday, bro? Like, if I'm a Jet player, I'm thinking, man, we're invincible. We're going to win, guys. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be feeling good after that. How does it come out here in game 1 after that? You know what I mean? Just like both those series were so on both the comebacks. I think they keep it flowing, the Jets, at home. I think they caught lightning in a bottle here.
The thing is, Gabe, Nick Robertson's one of the better players. He had 80 points, and Miro Heiskanen's one of the best defensive players. I understand Scheifele out for the Jets too. Like, that's the whole thing. Both of these teams have almost great goaltending. When Hellebuck's on and Ottinger are on, they're two of the best. These guys, Dallas, that's the thing. Their stars are coming back. Heiskanen is amazing, and Robertson's like one of the better players in the league. So the fact that they got by Colorado with these guys getting stronger, I think, the Jets, I just think Dallas is a very, very dangerous team. I think they can win the West.
I can't speak for Scheifele and the Jets, but Scott Arniel, the coach, said on Sunday that he was like close to ready to go type of deal here. Like Scheifele, he was a game time decision on Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays in game 1 personally. I think he's going to be back. So, but Dallas fought through their injuries as well. It's going to be an epic series. We'll get into some NBA and more on the other side. Level 2 coming up.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. So as we were saying, the Winnipeg Jets were talking about that Scheifele was a game-time decision on Sunday. Now they got off until Wednesday, so I would expect Scheifele to play, and I think Morrissey's probably going to be back as well, but we'll keep our eye on that. But it's beneficial for the Jets that they get a couple of days. They got a couple of days to prepare for the 67-54 right now. Oklahoma City up on the Denver Nuggets. They've been leading all game. I guess the question is whether they're just going to blow them out and cover or not, but it's sitting right around the number. It's 12.5 in-game totals, 224.5, 67-54, 10 minutes left in the second half right now. Let's any loose ends in hockey here to tie up. So, just with Edmonton, I want to say, Connor, and Ken, I'll throw it to you, Connor, that if I'm the Vegas Golden Knights, I much would have rather had to deal with the LA Kings. Right, you're getting Connor McDavid. This guy, they're coming out. He's won the Four Nations. He lost the Stanley Cup last year. You know this guy's got to get a Stanley Cup at some point, him and Draisaitl. As long as they can get good enough goaltending, they can do enough and score 4 or 5 goals a game. I think they're going to beat Vegas. And then, like I said, I think they could beat Winnipeg or Dallas after. So I like Edmonton in here, but then Dallas and Winnipeg, what do you think about this one? Because like you said about Carolina being big favorites, Connor, Dallas are big favorites as well against the President's, trophy winner here. The team with home ice, and the Winnipeg Jets are plus 145 in the series. Dallas are minus 170.
I know. I think it's that the number's a little bit high. And we were just talking about, I think Scheifele comes back here sooner than later, whether it's game one or not. And the Jets have home ice. And you mentioned, I think that when you talked about 2021, I think last time there they lost to Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was Colorado. I have to double check that. But the last time the Jets, got out, and I mean they got to be feeling good after everything that happened in that game 7, kind of being outplayed. Like, hey.
And think about it. Their goalie didn't play well, and they still won, guys. Like, if you're the Jets, they got to be thinking, listen, Hellebuck's going to start to make some saves on the road, too, guys. And then we're really going to get rolling.
He looked really, really good in that overtime. Like, some of the saves. Like Hellebuck has that look in his eye now. Like, it's like, I'm going to be better. And to your point about Edmonton, Gabe, the thing that's scary about them is they're ramping up. And they, took the LA Kings out of everything they wanted to do in that series, right? At first, Sure, they got a little bit lucky, but that's what they do. They came back in those games and they never quit and they can score at any time. And that's bad news for Vegas. Like, that's the whole thing. I think Edmonton understands, like, we can beat the Knights. Hell, Minnesota gave the Knights everything they could handle, and Edmonton's a hell of a lot better than Minnesota. So I'm on the Oilers in that series.
The Boston Celtics lose game one tonight, 108-105. And speaking of big numbers, the Celtics are like minus 750 favorites to win this series. Knicks, what, plus 500, plus 525, et cetera, depending on where you were betting it. Updated number right now after game one and the Knicks 108-105 victory. Boston Celtics minus 300. New York Knicks are plus 240 in the series. The Cavaliers are minus 230 favorites over the Pacers. Pacers are plus 190. Oklahoma City are currently 12-1 favorites. The game's going on. Denver plus 700. Minnesota Timberwolves minus 180 against the Golden State Warriors. Warriors plus 150. And as we alluded to, the Celtics are currently minus 300 favorites after dropping game one. Connor, Mack, what do you think about the NBA playoffs? Anything jump off the screen at you?
Yeah, how about these road teams coming to play, outright winning? We saw it again tonight. All these teams, a little bit with the Cavs, Pacers.
Yeah, Pacers yesterday.
Can play with the Cavs. Yeah, yes, they can flat play with them. They beat them consistently. Now the Cavs shot it horrible at home. I think they play better. I think if you look to them a little bit is the first half. But this Pacer team is so deep. You know, they play 10 guys that they could play with this Cavs team, and I think it could be another one. Even if the Cavs, win there in game two.
Yep.
But yeah,
out of those series,
60.
do you think the Pacers would have a better chance of beating Cleveland probably than the Knicks beating Boston? But Boston plays with fire, Morency.
Yeah.
They're up 20 points in that game. Didn't they set a record for missed threes? That's all they do. If they go cold from three, they just keep people in games, and that's a dangerous game that you're playing, big time.
Dangerous.
Boston aren't as good as they were last year. No, they've gotten lazy.
What are they doing?
Yeah, like they've always taken threes, but now they've taken it to a new level. Like I said, 50, 55, 63-point shots a game, 73-point shots. They've taken it to a new level. They get beaten in the paint all the time. And you figure, like, stylistically, like when you look at the Knicks players, you figure, yeah, they can match up with the Celtics like we saw them tonight. But they're also down by 20 at one point, and the Celtics generally own them. But I never thought the Celtics were getting out of the East, Connor. I kind of believe that, like, I thought the Pacers were the best dark horse. I thought the Knicks kind of were a dark horse too, but I didn't like their matchup against Boston. But here we are right now. But I don't think Boston are even going to get back to the finals here. I think they rely on the three ball too much. They're lazy.
They are. They've got to. Brown. Tatum was a little bit better. But he still shot, he went 5 for 16. White was similar, 4 for 15. And Brown, 1 of 10. That's 45 threes, 46 threes between those three guys. Like, they need to get to the rim. Like, they got to, just get to the rim and stop just sitting by the three-point line because it's not always going to work. And even the Knicks team shot a lot of threes, and they were solid 17 to 34. Like, if OG has games like this, Knicks will be in it. Brunson was solid with 29. OG Anunoby, what do you have? 29 as well, I believe? 27 or 29?
29. One thing with OG Anunoby, and I know him well from the Raptor days, is he's a big game player. I don't know if you remember, actually, in the bubble, he hit a three to beat the Boston Celtics in a game 6 at the buzzer.
I do remember that.
Like,
I remember that.
Yeah, like he's hit shots against the Celtics. OG's one of these dudes that he's always felt disrespected offensively, right? That's why he got pissed, he got upset in Toronto. They consistently made him like the fourth option all the time. Like they looked at him like, oh, just do the tough things for us that you do. Yeah. And he was like, listen, I can shoot. Like, give me the ball. I can score too. And they were kind of hesitant about it. The Knicks are not. And you see, if you let the kid shoot, man, he can hit the threes under pressure. Like I said, he's a big game player, OG. Like, he just is. Like, he's kind of flaky in a regular season. Like, he's injured a lot, or he's out for personal reasons or whatnot. Yeah. But come playoff time, man, OG Anunoby balls. He's also one of the tougher dudes in the NBA. True. It's weird, too, because he's very nerdy. Like, he's not like a hip dude. Like, he's you know what I mean? He's not like, he's like, He's in a video game. He's like a nerdy type of dude in real life. Like he doesn't, he's not like, he's not going to parties and stuff like that, this kid. But like, you see him on the court, man. If someone messes with him, like he's willing to throw like right away. He goes from 0 to 60 fast, OG. Big fan of Anunoby. Connor, great stuff as always, my man. Thanks for taking the time to be us. Where can people find you online?
Thanks for having me. I always love coming on and hanging out, chopping it over, especially right now. I mean, NHL, NBA, playoffs doesn't get better than this.
Great
Check
games.
me out. Connor Mac picks anywhere. That's it. Head to Odd Shopper if you want to get my place. Thanks, boys.
Good stuff, Connor. There's Connor Mack with his George Kurtz is going to step up and join us. And it takes a lot for Kurtz to be in a good mood. His Yankees made the World Series last year. He's like, we're going to lose. But he finally had some success tonight. The New York Islanders won the NHL draft lottery. And they were actually only had a 3.5% chance of winning the lottery, and they won the lottery. Amazing.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, I don't know what the hell's going on here with George Kurtz. We told Kurtz to reset his camera just to get a better shot. This is what we came back with here. This is George Kurtz right now. I've never seen that before. George Kurtz has some problems right now, evidently.
That is the best. He's getting bars and tone. That is awesome. It's just, what? I've never seen you right. Like, I've seen that on bad TV in the past, but wow, now Wow, that's so
Kurtz
funny.
was told to reset his mic and then his camera, and then just all hell broke loose after.
Yeah, now he's got a curtain going on. Where is this guy?
I don't know. He's only done this like 3,000 times before.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
I know this camera. Yeah, he does the old spin around.
I was gonna say Kurt's gonna be in a good mood about the Islanders winning the lottery, but I think his camera has upset him a little bit. But this is a wild stat. The Vancouver Canucks have had a terrible year. Their coach just quit on them. He didn't get fired. They offered him like one of the highest contracts in the league, and he left. Now Quinn Hughes is getting tired of the chaos all the time. They wanted Pettersson to stay in Vancouver and work out. He stayed for a week and just split for Sweden. and a bunch of crypto boys hacked the Vancouver Canucks Twitter account today for hours and said, buy your crypto coins here. Vancouver Canucks approved. And the Canucks couldn't do anything about it for hours. I'm like, God, this is, like someone said, this is just the icing on the cake for the Canucks season. But this is like amazing for the Canucks. They are the only team in NHL history that has never moved up in the draft before. Like, you know what I mean? You come into the draft with like a pick, and, there's a chance, hey, we're picking 10th, but who knows? Maybe we get lucky and, we win, we're picking 4th now suddenly or something. Not once in the history of the draft. That almost seems like impossible. Like I said last night, like the hockey gods must have not liked the Blues for whatever reason to make the Jets somehow win that game. I don't know. The hockey gods seem to hate the Vancouver Canucks. It is what it is. But the hockey gods smiled on George Kurtz's New York Islanders, as the New York Islanders have the number 1 pick in the 2025 NHL draft. The Islanders came in with the 10th best chance of winning the lottery today. They only had a 3.5% chance of winning the lottery, and they do. George Kurtz in the house with us. What's up, George?
You mentioned, right, makes that general manager's job a little bit more interesting too, right? Because not only get to be a GM, but you got the number 1 pick coming up here.
Thank God it's not Lou here still, huh? He would have traded it for a few vets. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I should have protected the pick. Oh, I didn't think of that. No, thank God. Lou
He'd be like, you know what? The Oilers, Darnell Nurse is available. We'll get Kane and Nurse, and yeah, exactly. So they get the number 1 pick. All right, I'll put you in the hot seat. The Islanders, they haven't had the number 1 pick many times before. 4 times, Kurtz. 2009, who do they take? This one's easy.
Tavares.
John Tavares, okay. Mm-hmm. Year 2000, they had the number 1 pick in the draft. Terrible pick.
It was a bust. It's Commiseric or something like that?
No, not Commiseric. That was used on the Canadians. Rick DiPietro. Goalie.
Oh, yeah. DiPietro. That's amazing.
And Mike Milbury. That started the old band. Oh, you don't want to bring up DiPietro to an Island fan.
Rick DiPietro in 2000. 1973, they had the number 1 pick in the draft.
That was Potvin.
Yeah, and it got their franchise going, and the Islanders sucked. In 1972, they also had the number 1 pick in the draft. Billy Harris. Not Billy Smith, but Billy Harris, 1972. Dennis Potvin, one of the greatest players ever to play in the NHL, 1973.
So what you're saying
Rick DiPietro, complete bust. John Tavares, I guess he's a Hall of Famer. Tavares Hall of Famer. So
they're 50-50, right? They've hit 2 home runs, and Harris is probably a single. And then Rick DiPietro, no, not so much.
Yeah.
I got to be honest, when we talk about like great Islander players and stuff, Billy Harris's name doesn't come up a lot.
No. That's more of an Islander fan.
Butch Goring, Mike Bossy, Brian Trottier, Dennis Potvin,
Bobby Nystrom,
Billy Smith, Chico Resch. Yeah, Billy Harris. You know what I mean?
He was a good role player. He was a decent role player for the Islanders. Listen, if you're you have to be a fan of the Islanders to like Billy Harris. He's a single. I'm going to give him a single. Yeah, maybe it's
Bob Nystrom. Bob Nystrom.
Love Bob Nystrom.
Great hair. Bob Nystrom. So, yeah, the Islanders get the number 1 pick. And, Kurtz, big day for Islander and Islander fans today. So they get the number 1 pick. And it's announced today that they're scratching the All-Star game. So they were going to have the All-Star game in Long Island next year. but they finally decided, you know what? The All-Star game sucks. So the NHL is going to hold an international tournament event at UBS Arena in 2026 in place of the All-Star weekend. So basically, it's going to be like they're international exhibition games for the Olympics, essentially, right? They're going to be pre-Olympics. So I imagine, I don't know if there's going to be the 4 teams for the 4 nations, or maybe they'll, you know what I mean? Now the other team's going to have teams, so maybe they'll squeeze in 6 teams or something like that or whatever. I don't know we don't know what the official format's going to be, but I'll tell you what, Kurtz, this is your chance to go see some world-class players at least. And it's good for the teams and the countries because it gives them a chance to play a couple of games before the Olympics as well.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a fun little tournament, whatever they decide to do, however they're going to run this. I can tell you the governor of New York sent Bettman a letter today saying, "Oh, you must promise the Islanders an All-Star game in the future." Because apparently they are going to have All-Star games.
Hockley? Yeah, tell her to shut up. You're getting the best players in the world. Shut up, Hockley.
Not the rest. Listen, from the lottery tonight, I don't care about the All-Star. All right? New York. You know, the first thing I thought, by the way, is, do you believe in conspiracy?
Only New York, eh? The government complains about everything there, eh, George? You know, like, seriously.
About the infrastructure.
We're promised an All-Star game. They're coming. Settle down, Katie. They're coming. Like, you know what I mean?
No, the All-Star game. Don't care.
It's probably going to tax them now. All right, tax you now, all your international players.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Denver Nuggets are hanging around. They're down by 10, a little under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. The Leafs won 5-4 tonight. And the New York Knicks, George Kurtz's New York Knicks, step up with a big win, 108-105 over the Boston Celtics tonight. Big night in New York. The Knicks win. The Islanders win the NHL draft lottery. And people are expecting them to take, although this isn't a Connor Bedard or a, Macklin Celebrini type of draft, but Matthew Schaefer is a rock-solid player, defenseman, plays for the Erie Otters. For the record, the Erie Otters' last player that got drafted first overall was Connor McDavid. So the Erie Otters have produced some star players in the past. You got Matthew Schaefer there, but it should be noted, and Kurtz, I'm sure as you are aware, that James Higgins is actually a local prospect, plays for Boston College. It would be a little bit of a reach, though, to take him first overall. You can't just draft local but at the same point in time, he is a dynamic player. He's a forward. You could get the local fan base excited. There's no excitement about the Islanders, right? You know what I mean? You can get excited about Schaefer, but Higgins, intriguing right there, but he's projected to go fourth to Utah right now.
Yeah, Higgins is from, if you're in the Long Island area, he's from Hauppauge, which, maybe 30 minutes from me. It's between Scott Wetzel and I, pretty much right in the middle of us. I don't think they'll take, you should take Schaefer. He's the best prospect. He's the guy you got to take there. And defensemen are so hard to come by. And it's not like the Islanders are loaded with them either, right? They don't have a true number one defender there. Romanov is probably their best defensive defenseman, and he's more of a second liner, maybe a number 2 overall. Dobbs is your offensive guy. So Schaefer is the guy they should take. But as anybody who watches the Islanders know, watching them is like watching grass grow. It's boring hockey. They don't have any talent there, no skill. There's no skill with the Islanders there. That's why their power play is pathetic, right? So you'd like to take that top.
Yeah, well, you know who has skill? Misa has skill, and he's right there. This kid, that's all he does is skill.
He's not the best, right? He's not the best skater on the planet. He's the work on. So Tavares had to work on that too when he came into the NHL. So maybe there's that. But listen, you got the number one pick. You got to take the best player. And the best. It's not like the Islanders are, we're one player away from the Stanley Cup. They're many players away and many years away. So you take the best player and you build from there.
From what I understand, the San Jose Sharks are kind of locked in on what they want to do. And they're very happy with this. And they're going to take the Martone kid, Porter Martone, who plays for the Brampton Steelheads. And he's comparable to the Tkachuk brothers, essentially. He's just one of these players that just hits everything that moves. He can score. He can skate. His scouting report. Excellent combination of skill, size, and power. Equally dangerous as a shooter and a passer. Not a typical power forward. Has more skill than a typical power forward. Going on, like I said, for Porter Martone. And if you think about the San Jose Sharks guys, you got Macklin Celebrini. You've got Will Smith. Now you bring in sort of a bruiser type of player. Because I know a lot of people are going to talk about Misa going to San Jose with a second pick, but I think it'll be Martone. I saw Craig Button talking about it earlier, and he said that basically Greer is locked in with this. That is going to be Martone because he likes they're building a team, right? Not, they've already got the skill. Now they want to get some toughness here, which leads right into perfectly for the Chicago Blackhawks guys, Michael Misa. If you're Connor Bedard, man, he's miserable there, right? And the Blackhawks took a different route. Like the Sharks said, all right, we got Celebrini. Let's just go all young around him and grow up together. The Blackhawks said, all right, we got Bedard. Let's sign a bunch of veteran players. Corey Perry, what happened? Corey Perry got lit up and started hitting on people's wives at the team dinner, so whatever happened. Taylor Hall, right? Seth Jones was dying to get out of there. They signed all these vets, and it didn't work. And it's not working. And the vets aren't there. Connor Bedard is miserable. I think you bring in Michael Misa here. That's a dynamic player. This kid can score, too. Bedard can set him up. Connor likes setting people up. I think it's a perfect fit, guys. Misa to the Chicago Blackhawks with the third pick.
Agreed. Like, almost solves two problems, right? You get Bedard to play a little better, maybe make him a little happier, and you get that top wing you need. So, yes, 1,000% agree with you. They should take the top offensive player at winger to help Bedard out.
And as far as Connor Bedard is concerned, very surprising to find out that he declined an invitation to play for Team Canada at the World Championships.
Yeah, and Sidney Crosby's going. Wake up, kid.
What's McKinnon?
And Nate McKinnon.
Yeah.
And Marc-Andre Fleury.
Thank you.
And Macklin Celebrini.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I'm Morency. Denver Nuggets continue to sort of linger here. They've cut the lead to 5, 90-85 right now. In-game total, 231.5. I got the Nuggets plus 11 and over 229. So we're sort of on pace, but it could also go, it could go one way or the other. All right, so we got you caught today with the NHL Draft Lottery. In other big news today, let's get a little bit into the National Football League, guys. I don't want to get political here, but President Trump was the one that announced it, along with the fact that he wants to reopen Alcatraz as well. And other breaking news, I think he wants to bring back Blockbuster and VHS cassettes. Like, yeah, man, make the video business great again, George. Bring back Blockbuster. That's going to be next with him.
I like
This guy lives in the past, bro. Like, Alcatraz? Like, Alcatraz? What the hell are you talking about? Like,
Alcatraz has been closed since 1963. It's been 62 years.
And it closed then because it was run down, George. Like, you know what I mean?
But let's just say for giggles, they were going to do this. It would take 3-5 years before they can get that place up to par. It costs $1 gazillion to do it.
Cost billions of dollars. Yeah. Billions of dollars. So he announced that when poor Roger Goodell was standing next to him. Man, Goodell's just standing there like he's thinking, dude, like I came to announce the draft, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he starts going off about Venezuelans, Cam, and stuff. Goodell's just standing there like, you know, like, what can you do? You know what I mean? Nothing. Yeah, so the draft, people wonder where the draft was going to be. So this year it was Green Bay. Next year it's Pittsburgh. And the following year, they're going to the Mall of America, and they say they're going to get 1 million people there. A nice setting for a draft. I thought Buffalo would be in play for a draft because you're not going to give Buffalo a Super Bowl. All right? And Buffalo's a new stadium and stuff. But you figure Buffalo should get
the Green Bay, you give Buffalo, right? It's not going to be any colder in Buffalo than it will be in Green Bay.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll get it eventually.
You can't. And Buffalo's new stadium is an outdoor stadium, so they're not getting a Super Bowl ever, right? I mean, that's why Cleveland. That's why teams go with the domes, right? So you can get WrestleMania and like, and Super Bowls. And in other news, Justin Tucker was released by the Baltimore Ravens, and of course,
football decision.
Of course, yeah. Well, the football decision coincides with the fact that 16 different women have accused him of inappropriate behavior. And this tells me that they believe these women, George and Cam, that they're like, you know what? We're not standing by him. Like, you know what I mean? Especially Baltimore, they've had problems in the past. They're kind of, you know, they're pretty sensitive to this stuff quicker now, but he's not as good of a kicker as he was. But my question is, people just laughed and said, "Oh, he'll be on the Cleveland Browns." So, do you think that is Justin Tucker going to get signed? I'm not so sure he does. Actually, he's got 16. He's got 16 different cases. It's not one or two. There's a lot.
If he could still kick, he'd be on Baltimore. If he was still with Justin Tucker, he'd still be on Baltimore. He was terrible last year. He wasn't good at all. I don't think anyone signs him right
if
away.
He 60 yarders, they would be more on his side.
We'll forget about it.
I think I could see somebody in November, whatever, to some great team. Kansas City, just for giggles here. The Chiefs, they lose. I'm not in football, but I can't think of their kicker.
Butker.
But they lose Butker. All right, maybe they go down that road because they're desperate. All right, then I could see that. But I don't think going into the season, no one's going to want to bring on that kind of publicity.
The Toronto Argonauts, they don't mind controversy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think Kelly, let's bring in Tucker. What a season.
Let's sign Justin Tucker. You tell him, too, if you miss, it doesn't matter. We still get a point. Just kick it through the end zone.
Exactly.
The Argos have Shedeur Sanders on their negotiation list. So that's the news from the NFL, basically, that Justin Tucker released by the Baltimore Ravens, and the draft will be going to Washington D.C. in 2 years. 2 years time. Speaking of the Cleveland Browns as well, the Cleveland Browns signed Deontay Johnson, who's making a quest to play for pretty much every team in the league and this division, actually, right? Like, is this He was on Pittsburgh, he was on Baltimore. I guess Cincinnati's the only team he hasn't been on right now, Kurtz. This is it. Like, now that he's on the Browns.
I mean, the guy has talent. It's just he's got no head, right? He's got no head, but he has talent. This guy could be a good receiver. You know, there's going to be some team that gives him a shot. If it doesn't work out in Cleveland, there'll be somebody else, another team that gives him a shot here. I don't think it's going to be worth it this year. We don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be there. Is it going to be Flacco? Is it going to be Sanders? Whoever it might be. So probably not the best situation for him to restart his career.
I'm pulling for my guy Kenny Pickett.
If it's Kenny Pickett, I mean, if we're betting here, I'm probably betting Joe Flacco to start week 1. That's probably where I'm going with this.
Yes.
But
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
It has to be Sanders eventually. I just don't know when.
Does it?
He's better
you
than,
figure.
better than
You
Gabriel.
figure Sanders is going to beat out Dylan Gabriel. So let's say Sanders starts out like 4th on the depth chart. So Joe
Pickett's
Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders.
What's going on with Deshaun Watson? When is he return?
He's another one. You notice the Browns are acting like we all forgot about it. Like no one, like it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like it's like, oh yeah, like, he's still, you know what I mean? Oh well, you got rid of him. It's like, no, you didn't. Like you still owe him $200 million or whatever it is. You guaranteed him $250, so you got to pay him either way. And no one's going to trade for him. I don't know. He says he's ready to play. Cam Deshaun Watson's posting videos of him working out and stuff, but
yeah, we'll
I don't know. I don't know why they drafted 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks. They're the Cleveland Browns. They're idiots.
What did
they really are?
They said, we know we made a mistake with him. Sound like to me he ain't starting for them again. I'd be surprised if he starts. But I don't.
Here's the thing.
All right,
Flacco might be a veteran, but let's give Kenny Pickett a little bit of credit. What? Who?
Joe Flacco's terrible. Like
yeah,
I can't believe he's their quarterback.
My point being is, if I look at all the guys now, I think Kenny Pickett could be the guy. Like I know he played for Philadelphia and they're a better team, but the guy's a grinder. They got a horrible quarterback.
No upside. I mean, no upside. I mean, Flacco.
No, and it's true. If you can't beat Joe Flacco up for the job, like, what are you? Like, Flacco's like 41 years old, willingly would retire tomorrow. He's like, all right, fine. You want to play? Fine. No, you don't.
You don't have enough reps for all these guys. It's too many quarterbacks.
I know.
That's going to hurt. That could hurt.
What are you going to have? 6-hour practices? Like exactly. 6 hours. You're going to be out there all day with the quarterbacks? Like, you know what I mean?
Like, drafting Dylan Gabriel is just absolutely stupid. Like, that was just, that guy's got no chance to be. Like, it's just, I don't know what the Browns are doing, Gabe. They're just getting stupider by the year.
Unreal.
No, there's no room for all of them on the team. Like, so you drafted somebody you're not going to be able to keep. Like, I don't like, what, you know what I mean? We're going to have 4 quarterbacks in the season and none of them are great. I don't know. It's like the Colts drafting Riley Leonard.
Well, I guess Deshaun Watson could go to the practice squad. You could bury him there. No one's picking up the contract.
What if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play? Pittsburgh Steelers, Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
I think if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, they're going to get Cousins or Derek Carr. Carr wants out of New Orleans. I think they'll go there. I don't think they're going to Deshaun Watson. Can't. But how would that work? I mean, when you trade somebody,
they did sign Michael Vick in the
that
past.
gets accelerated.
I'm just saying.
They did. But that contract would kill Cleveland, wouldn't it? The contract being accelerated, all that.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. Like, if you were, and I don't think Cleveland want to help out a division rival, but if you're a team, I would tell the Browns, listen, if I needed a quarterback and I could live with the little bad publicity for a day or two when signing Deshaun, I would tell them, you guys are paying. You already paid him. Right? You already paid him. Like, I would offer Deshaun Watson like $2 million a year type thing. Like, you know what I mean? I would literally lowball the hell out of him. And I'd say, dude, you just got $250 million guaranteed. We don't even know if you can still play. Like, I don't know, like $4 million, like Winston got $4 million a year is what, what's Watson worth now? 4? I'm being serious.
That's a lot of bad.
Like, you're doing him a favor. You're doing him a favor. Tell him, yeah, we'll give you $2 million. Prove yourself.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like, kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The Monday Night Meltdown continues. This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. It's a 12-point game right now. Oklahoma City sort of right around the point spread. They're up by 12, 100-88. In-game total 232.5. There's still 9 minutes left in the game, 99-88, or 100-88. Right now, they just hit a free throw. So we'll keep our eye on this game. Denver just responded with a quick bucket. So I do have a little bit more on the over, but I also have Denver plus 11. I'm just sort of cheering for the over, and then I'll hope for the best. Pretty good night so far tonight. We were on the Knicks game to go over. We won by a half a point. because the game went to overtime. We still only won by half a point. We were on the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the game tonight. I took the Dodgers to win tonight. Dodgers won. Ohtani went deep, and he's starting to rack up some home runs right now. So Major League Baseball, I've been betting Dodger games, and I've got my eye on things still, but I've been so into the playoffs. I'm really into the MLS. I went to the Whitecaps game again over the weekend, and they won again. They played their backups. I got to the game. I didn't know they were playing their backups. And I get there. I'm like, oh, God. And I'm like, you know what? They're still going to win. And they did. They won 2-1.
That's amazing. With all the soccer they played, even with backups.
It was their 10th game in 4 days, Cam. They had to rest some of their guys. Like,
that's craziness. And they still won. Like, that's something special going on there. That's hard to do. Very hard.
Yeah, they played 14 games now. They're what are they? They're 12-1-2.
That is nuts.
They've lost once. They have 2 draws and 12 wins. And the game they lost was the weekend that Team Canada played and U.S. played against each other in that league, whatever, that League Nations thing. It was the International Window Week. And the Whitecaps actually are good that they have, all their team pretty much plays for a national team. They got guys on the Uruguay team, the Japan team, the Paraguayan team, the American team, the Canadian team. So the Whitecaps really didn't have anybody, and they did lose. They lost 1 game. I was at that game. It's the only game they've lost all year. It's pretty crazy. They've lost 1 game in their last 18. They're undefeated in 10, but in the last 18 games, they've lost once only through all international play.
That's crazy.
Their big championship game is June 1st in Mexico City. The Seattle Mariners and the Oakland Athletics are tied at 4 right now, guys. The total was 9 in this game. I looked at it. I liked it. I'm telling you what, Seattle hit the baseball now. I don't know if you bet this game, Cam. 4-4 right now. It's a pick 'em. We're in the top of the 6th inning. In-game total was 11.5. What do you think about this game, Kurtz? Any action on this for you? I'm thinking about getting in on Seattle here.
I didn't touch the game itself. How to judge these games. Miller hasn't pitched all that well for Seattle. Severino's been solid here, but I did take the over. All right, it's almost an automatic. I'm taking the over in Sacramento. Until they move it to double digits pre-game, I'm going to keep betting the over in these A's games. For the most part, they have gone over. 11.5. We're going to go back in on 4 more runs here. What are we in the 6th? I'm actually kind of interested in that too, but both bullpens are solid, even though Miller gave up that grand slam to Miami over the weekend, which did not.
Let's see if it dips. Let's see if it dips. Get through this inning at 4-4 here. Maybe I'll jump back in here.
I gotta be honest too. The Mets were down 1 run, and the books were offering a plus 172. It's what? It's a first
They're
inning for God's
now.
sake. I know. That's I'm saying. It's wow. That was they pasted a real danger line early in that game, and they've scored 5 unanswered. They're playing well.
So looking at the updated money market watch right now, we talk about the Detroit Tigers, guys. This team just keeps winning. You got to give them credit. A robust 13-3 at home. The Detroit Tigers on the season, 22-13. And you know what? We talked about it. What's crazy is, remember, the Tigers, it wasn't easy. They had to open up their season against the Dodgers in L.A., and it was the Dodgers season, their home opener after they played the 2 games in Japan, and they got swept. And so, in other words, they're 22-10 in their last 32 games. The Detroit Tigers right now playing some really good baseball. Cleveland just keep doing their thing, but Detroit are up $545 on the season. Cleveland are up $561. Kansas City are now up $377. Minnesota burned money; they're down $772. And the Chicago White Sox are down $807, $100 better, down $807. You'd be up $807 betting against them. Kurtz's New York Yankees. How do you feel about the Yankees, Kurtz? Sort of evening out a little bit now, huh?
If you take away, I know sometimes annoys when people say this, but if you take away Max Fried and his starts out of the Yankee record, they're a well below 500 team. I mean, they're having all sorts of issues here. They have injuries up the wazoo. Like so many teams, it's the top 3 guys in the lineup. You get through that, Yankees aren't going to score any runs. All right, you get Judge, Grisham. They're relying on Trent Grisham. That lets you know about the Yankees right now. They're relying on Trent Grisham to hit here, and Goldschmidt's having a very good season. But outside of that, not looking too good, and not starting pitching. You don't have a 4 and 5 starter, right? Carrasco and Will Warren ain't happening. And we don't even know what you're going to get out of Clark Schmidt here. The Yankees are in some trouble. They're lucky the American League East as a whole is not very good this season.
Everybody.
You know what's crazy? Every team in the American League East has lost money if you're betting on them. The Yankees are down $233 on the season. The Red Sox are down $357. The Rays, you're down $173. If you bet on every Blue Jay game, you're down $209. And Baltimore minus $801 on the season so far. In the West, Seattle are up 452. They're starting to win and hit the baseball. The Athletics on pace right now, starting to put some wins together, and now they're starting to get on pace to go over our season win total, as we had that debate a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
19 and 16 coming into tonight.
Don't panic, George. Everything's going to be okay.
Oh, come on.
You know what's weird with the A's? They're 13-7 on the road. They're 6-9 at home. Like they're winning. They win road games. It's bizarre.
And that is strange because they should be able to hit at home, right? They've got all those big bruisers. They should be fine at home.
Yeah.
So, but hey, that could be a good thing, right? Maybe they'll play better as the season goes along. Maybe they just hate the anemones at home.
They're pretty good, the Athletics, though. I think, like I said, I like their season win total to the over. And I'll tell you what, this is interesting. The Athletics are 12-5 against the American League. They're 7-11 against the National League, so they're winning against American League teams. That's pretty strange. They have a 12-5 record. That's pretty impressive, and could help like when tiebreakers a little bit down the road, right? If they have a better record, like dare I say, guys, the Athletics are flirting with a playoff spot.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Fans hate them. Like kids go to Giant games and they're like, my father forces me to come, or my grandfather was a season ticket holder. Like, no one has fun. It's a miserable place to go.
The Giants' problem has always been over the last several years, and it's been the reason why Barkley never really got off, is the offensive line.
SportsRage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, you get rid of Booker, because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're into the home stretch here right now. 104 to 95, 104 to 95. Nikola Jokic just got nailed with a flagrant foul, so there's a technical shot coming up here, and Dort makes the shot. So we've got a 10-point game with a little under 7 minutes left. Jokic, 26 points, 5 fouls right now, including that flagrant. All right, so let's get to tomorrow's picks. We got 2 games in the National Hockey League tomorrow night, and then finally it sort of starts to pick up a little bit. 2 games again on Wednesday. Kurtz, I'll throw it to you first here. Carolina Hurricanes at the Washington Capitals. Capitals are plus 105. Hurricanes are minus 125. Over-unders 5.5. Who you taking in game one?
I'm going to go Washington. They're at home. I want to take the under, but I'm done with unders here in the NHL playoffs here. But I do lean towards the under plus money as well here. I'm not going to take the over at minus 122, but I'm going to give Washington the game one win here. I think the series is going 7.
Cam, what's your pick tomorrow? Carolina or Washington?
I am going to take Carolina in this spot. I'll lay a quarter with Carolina. I think they can jump on them on the road. I believe in this team. So, yeah, I know it's interesting to get the home dog with Washington plus 105, but I like the Canes. Give me the visiting team.
I think it's one of these situations where they're probably going to split here, right? So, I think Carolina's going to win the series. I'll take Carolina in game 1, and if they lose, I'll take them in game 2 again. Or maybe I'll take Washington in game 2 if Carolina wins game 1. But I could see a split coming here, but I do have Carolina winning the series. George, who do you have winning the series?
I got Carolina in 7. All right, I just think I've been down on the Capitals all season long. They're a little overrated here. Apparently, the books think so as well. Carolina in 7.
Edmonton Oilers plus 115 tomorrow in Vegas, minus 135. We got an even 6 here, but you always say that you always get the half goal. They always add the half no matter what.
That. Never.
So you got a 6.5, right?
I got 6.5.
That sucks.
Plus money.
You can do alt line. You can do alt line, but
I know. And, it doesn't matter. It's Edmonton. I'm going over. Always do. I assume it's going to be Calvin Pickard in net, and I certainly don't trust him. Aiden Hill hasn't played all that great either. So that's going to be my favorite bet of the night. And I'll probably have some props as well with Draisaitl to score an anytime goal. He always does. So I'm going to have I'm going with Vegas to win game 1 at home. It's another series. I think it's going to go 6. I have Vegas in 6, Vegas tomorrow night, and the over.
Wow. All right. I'm on the Edmonton Oilers to win the series. Cam, what's your pick?
Me too. I'm on Edmonton in game 1. I think they're going to carry the momentum. I like both road teams, surprisingly, tomorrow. Oilers in 7 in the series, by the way. That's my pick.
And then Kurt's Panthers and Leafs, game 2 on Wednesday. I don't think Stolarz is going to play. I think he's got a concussion. He got hit in the head, then he threw up after. So I don't think it's a coincidence he threw up, that he was just sick. I mean, when you have a concussion, you get sick. So I think he's got a concussion. Let's say he's out for a week, maybe 10 days type of deal, right? I think Joseph Wall now comes in, and that's my guess. I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to go on record and say that's what I think is going to happen here. What about game 2 here? Leafs are plus 110, Panthers are minus 130.
I agree with you about Wall. I don't think he plays Wednesday either. Everything you said, I agree. I think he'll be out about a week. So with concussions are iffy. We never know. Although it's amazing, though, in the playoffs, all of a sudden you get cleared a little quicker. So maybe he does come back here. That being said, Toronto, it was a fun game tonight. Enjoyed it. I don't see them winning both games against Florida. I'm going to take Florida, and I'm going over. It's 5.5. I mean, I'm crushing it. Over. No, way over. It's been probably my favorite bet that we've talked about so far tonight. Plus 112 on the over 5.5? Absolutely.
All right, Cam has to deal with a deviated septum. So we wish you the best of luck, Cam. You're going to be gone for a couple of days. You'll be fine. And on the plus side, you'll be all doped up when you get to leave the hospital. You're just going to have a black eye and a sore nose for a week or so or whatnot. But so what's your pick for Wednesday, game 2, Leafs and Panthers?
You're right, Gabe. Get everything done before football season on the surgery list. I like the Leafs. Don't love them. It's kind of a heart bet. They held on tonight by the skin of their teeth, but for them to be in this one, I think they got to win 2. It's totally a heart bet. Florida probably got a lot of momentum by almost coming back and winning, but I'll take the Leafs plus 110, please. Homer bet.
Kurtz, Winnipeg Jets. I think they're going to get Scheifele back. He was a game-time decision on Sunday. Didn't play. He's been practicing and skating with them. He's real close to coming back. I can't speak for Morrissey yet. What's your pick for Dallas and Winnipeg series?
Dallas right now. I'd like to know if they're going to get Robertson and or Heiskanen back as well, right? DeBoer said they're both coming back. He didn't say when, though. Right, but I'm taking Dallas. I think they're the best team that's left out west.
All right. No love for the Winnipeg Jets.
None.
108, 100, 5.5 left. So everybody enjoy the ending of this game. Let's hopefully we can cover and get this game over the number. We'll see you on the Twisted Tuesday. Other than that, you're on your own later.